CFG Game Cast, episode number 166, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode every Friday and release it on all podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, and so much more. So show us some love, do us a favor and give us a like on Facebook, a subscribe on YouTube, or follow on Twitch, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
Cyborg things. I just do cyborg things. We're going into spring, so my body hates me. But I've been powering through, and I went to the doctor this week. If you guys don't know, I have narcolepsy, taking medication for it, and it's working out lovely, but I'm having some breakthroughs. And so we're going to try an add-on to that to hopefully stop me from having sleepy attacks. I played Devour, came out with a new map. If you're a horror lover like myself, Devour is a wonderful game. I think it's only like $4 too, which is like nothing compared to what the game physically gives you. But there's a new map and a new monster, and it's delightful. Played some more Dead Space this week. I'm having some trouble with motivation to play it, if I'm being quite honest. They also did an update, and it was killing my packets. So I did the update, it was killing my packets, and I set it to auto update. So then the next day it told me like had another like smaller update. I haven't had any trouble with it since, thankfully. But as I'm playing it, I'm like, I'd rather play anything else, like maybe Marvel Snap or, whatever. I'm just not in the mood. And I love Labyrinthine. Labyrinthine has been adding a bunch of stuff too. Again, if you're a spooky biatch like myself, they have a lot of fun little add-ons. But for some reason, my game changes my settings every time I open it. So it goes to like from potato to ultra, which kills my stream. So I haven't been playing it. I've tried to like delete it and re-download it. I haven't had any success with it yet.
Labyrinthine is also acting up on you too?
Labyrinthine, yeah. And when we play it, like I just warn, like, hey, I'm gonna lose packets every time we load in. But once we start the game, it's fine. It goes back to its setting that it's supposed to be at. Which I choose. I can have my games at medium, but I choose to have it at lower potato because the gamma setting for that is better for me, so I can see more. So, like in Dead Space, I have it set to low because it provides more detail for me in my environment that I can see. So that's nice. I didn't want to play Dead Space.
You know what? To be honest with you, I'm actually surprised how much you've actually played of Dead Space, because how much you did not like it. But I understand the circumstances on why you are in the first place.
Bought me the game. I feel obligated. He's like, don't feel obligated. I'm like, I feel obligated. Shut up.
Are you almost done?
I don't freaking know. How many chapters are there? I'm on chapter 4 or 5.
Then no, you have a long way to go.
No.
You have a ways to go.
No.
Oh my God!
I don't want to.
It's been so many weeks. I thought you were you're moseying on.
No, I'm having trouble with some of the fights because like the big monsters, he's more white. And in a dark environment, it's hard for me to see him. You'd think it'd be easier. No, it's not. And especially if the electricity is going off around me, it's really hard to see him because I get flashes of bright light. And so then a kill that would take, 5 minutes, normally. It's taking me like 35. And I'm like, I've called Adam and I'm like, you're going to have to come kill this guy. I just can't do it. And then, I magically do it. But it's
Hey, you know what's funny though? Well, look at it this way. Would it make you feel better to say that you're a quarter of the way in the series right now, the game?
No,
dude, that would not be encouraging, dude. Like, why would you say that?
You're only a quarter of the way in. Don't worry. You have 3/4. You have 3/4 more of story to worry about in this game. You'll be fine.
Oh no.
Hey, but Lex.
Oh no, yeah.
That's crazy because I thought you would really enjoy that game. It's really surprising.
No, dude, for months she was saying the same thing over and over again.
And what was that, David?
Yeah, you said that you hate it. You just didn't want to do. You're not a fan of sci-fi horror or horror in space. So I was like, so that's why. Because like I asked her because I thought that she was like when I heard that they were remaking it, I assumed that she was going to be on board, and she was saying it like no, she was not. She wasn't a big fan of it.
Let me tell you, you're on a small ship, which isn't actually small, and then you get to point A, and they're like, "Good job." Now you have to go back to point B and C, and then come back to A 5 times. And you're like, "No."
Yeah, going back and forth to the original spots gets frustrating.
I hate it.
I can understand it.
I want a Star Trek horror with the Gorn. Give me that. I'll play that. They
don't even have. Did they ever make a literally make a image of what the Gorn looks like? I don't think they did. They have?
They did. 100%.
In what?
Strange New Worlds. We've talked about
this. They showed it in Strange New Worlds.
That you didn't, that you watched to the end. You did not, because you did not see the Gorn.
I didn't know because like that was a running thing because like the Gorn's been around since like the original Star Trek. Yeah,
right.
So
episode 4, we know of the Gorn. We know what their spaceship looks like. And then the season continues, and then you get towards the end, and the last 2 episodes, which are episodic, has a Gorn, and the one before it, you're like, oh, there's a lot of blood. That's crazy. That doesn't look good.
No,
and then you see the Gorn, and you're like, oh.
No, I loved it. No. I mean, no. Stranger New Worlds is a great show. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
so like, I'll definitely go with it.
Did you see that or not?
See
no,
what?
He didn't. He didn't see the Gorn.
Confirmed.
And they only show baby Gorn. So what do they look like? Big? I don't know, but I don't want to know. You know?
That's one of those mysteries of Star Trek that I don't know how long they're going to live. Like, you remember I told you that they actually made the canon of how tribbles were made? Like, I don't know if you saw that yet. Did you see it yet? Or
I didn't watch it. I forgot.
You need to watch it. So there you go. But Lex.
Yes.
Do you know who I seriously think is going to be the reason why Skynet is going to be online?
I think I do. His name is
the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the 3rd seat. What's going on, Smitty?
Just doing things and stuff.
You AI lover.
I am. I've been telling him. I was telling Davies before we started streaming about how I've been doing some research and some dabbling using AI technology. I absolutely love it. There's so many uses for it, and so many things have come out. Now is the time to jump in and give your souls up to our AI leaders right now. No, it's great.
I can just be like,
Lex is already halfway there. Like, she's already been assimilated.
I have. I just need new tubing.
Lex is more Borg than I would say
that's true.
Yeah, the AI.
That's true.
I do have technology software in my body as we speak, though. So.
Oh, I love it. Over in chat, over here on Twitch, Sugar Cube says, I got Chat GPT to write me a dating bio. I love it. I think you sent that. You might have even sent that to me. Troubles are trouble. You're right. But yeah, no, it was good. That's right. Overall, though, it's been a pretty solid week. Obviously, we had the day 1 raid today for Destiny 2. It got completed in like 2 hours and 24 minutes.
Is that the fastest? Is that the fastest ever?
I know.
No, I'm asking.
I would say Crota is probably the fastest, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look at the times. But that's really fast. That is unbelievable for a day 1. First time people are seeing this, figuring out mechanics and stuff like that. That is unbelievable. The second place team was like they were 7 or 8 minutes behind the first place team, so they were right there.
You know what I think though, and this is where I seriously think it is. I think that this raid of Destiny may not be as hard as what the ones were in the past at this point, because I mean, most of these people they're going to be raiding like that 2 hours. Has to know what Destiny 2 is and how that system is. So like I am assuming a level of recycled mechanics or something that they may have been like, oh, okay. It may have just put 2 and 2.
It was, and I watched a lot of it today. The mechanics there was definitely different mechanics than what we've seen than what I've seen in the past, and I've done every raid. So you know what I mean, like that's always refreshing. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody that didn't watch it or doesn't want it spoiled. But the big bad of it, I am very excited. I'm excited to be able to play it and whatnot. But it was nice being able to just watch it and enjoy. I did finally finish the campaign Legendary Solo, but I have to be transparent with you guys. I totally used the cheese.
You use is it hard or what?
It is hard. The last mission is super hard solo, dude. And there's a cheese where you can actually like if you go around, you can get underneath the stairs and like you're able to see enough to where you're able to shoot Callus and basically you and he goes through multiple rounds and I tried and I could not do it. So I did the cheese and I got it. That was the only way I could use Strando, and I didn't want to downgrade to normal. I wanted to get the legendary camp. I wanted to do it solo, but there's always going to be an asterisk by it because I cheesed it at the very end.
Smitty, come on, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
I am that guy. I am that guy because I need to move forward, dude. I
watch them patch it.
I mean, no, it's not even like a patchable thing. Like that's the thing. Like it's an area. It's not like like you go into the thing. There's just like a pole underneath these stairs that you can actually, and it's a big pipe, and you can actually get underneath there, and you can trigger the start of the event or of the boss fight, and then literally you just shoot through the stairs. And if you use like Ostriotega, which is a submachine gun with rounds that track, you just shoot them. You just shoot them through the stairs and like
this guy, dude. Come on,
it's giving me ideas. If an intruder comes in, I gotta bust a hole into my stairs.
Overall, though, that and Snap, it's been fantastic. I'm excited to play more, but yeah, overall, it was a pretty productive week. What about you, birthday boy?
Yeah, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Don't put my age all out there.
Oh!
I didn't
sorry,
say
I meant old.
Oh,
you better not use that T on you now, so he might say stuff.
Hey, respect your elders.
Oh, whoa.
But anyways, oh no, but I'm good, man. I love Snake Eyes thing with your thing says #hacks. That's a nice. Okay, yeah, but I've been having a good day. It's been a really good day. I've been just playing a lot of throughout the week I've been playing a lot of Wild Hearts. I just can't stop playing this game, and just trying to get everything as much as I possibly can. And Snake Eyes I need to play with Snake Eyes because I know he has the game. So I'm probably gonna play some more tomorrow of it again. Just been getting a lot of stuff done around the house is the biggest thing. Like today they just actually put in my solar panels.
Don't need that Texas power no more. He got solar panels.
Man, okay, dude. Ever since I moved into this house, I've had 7 power outages because of the grid is so fickle. Yeah, and I was getting so annoyed. I was getting so dang annoyed by all these different, like every time, and I work from home too, so I cannot afford the power to go out the way it does. So I was just like,
insane,
isn't it? Yeah. So I decided, you know what? And the amount of money I'm paying for electricity is literally the same for me to be doing the monthly for solar panels, and I can sell my power back. So why not?
But do you have a battery as well?
Yeah, I do have a battery.
And I'm sorry, and maybe I don't understand it. Like,
no, you don't have
store.
Yeah. You have I have a battery inside the house as well. I asked them to put a battery inside the house. Normally, solar panels, if you don't ask for the battery, it's cheaper.
They won't give it to you.
Well, no, the battery is the battery is expensive.
It's expensive, yeah.
The battery itself costs about mine costs about $10,000. Like costs about $10,000 just on the battery itself.
What?
Because
they have a pretty good warranty though.
Their warranty is ridiculous. It's a lifetime. It's a lifetime warranty. It is a lifetime warranty.
Anything goes wrong with that sucker,
better
be.
Yeah, but then on top of that, it gives if the power does go out, it gives me depending on the energy drain, takes about I think it's about 5 hours. 5 hours of power.
That's it?
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's a
What?
like it's a battery.
A
It's
$10,000 battery?
there's a finite amount.
Battery technology has not really
Yeah.
excelled in the last 10 years. It's
I was
pretty
gonna say,
stagnant.
dude, like at least give me like half a day. Give me 12 hours at
This isn't
least.
Back to the Future, Smitty. We
Yeah,
don't have
but-
hoverboards yet.
Yeah.
Can we get there
Calm
yet?
down.
Can we get there yet, please?
I wish.
But here's
Ready,
the thing, though.
ready.
Think of
I
it like
have
a
an
think of
idea.
it like a giant a UPS device. Like for like
yeah.
like I mean, a UPS device is only going to be good enough for like an hour at best. It's just that it's just going to know you just know that your computer's going to be safe when the power is not going to just overpower your computer, blow out your
Yeah.
computer and stuff. So the house itself is was and I think it's worth it because like the amount of power that I've been losing on this at this location, plus there's a lot of construction that's happening nearby here. I won't be surprised that it's going to shut off like sometime tonight. Like you remember last week? Yeah, well, I mean last week. You remember I was down for 8 hours, like because of a thunderstorm.
This was like an ongoing. I thought, and that's what I thought too, dude.
No, we've been losing power over here lately too. I'm getting annoying.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
And
mess
it's only
around
for
with
30 seconds to a minute, but it's very annoying.
The only difference is though, at least you can back up your power with a federal power backup, but we can't. We're on our own. So like that's just ridiculous. So yeah, I took care of all of that. Then just been playing some Wild Hearts and Snap. So like yeah, the whole
Snap.
yeah, which has been getting me a little agitated as of late, but it's but we'll see if they're gonna fix it.
Galactus
dude,
holodeck.
You know, it's not even the
That's how
fact
you-
that
that's how
I'm
you trigger
annoyed.
them.
Here's the deal. Galactus I'm fine with. Hela's the one I think is just my ultimate enemy. I hate Hela. But I will say this. I just don't I like differences. You know, the biggest thing I like, because especially when you like in the fighting, like you're wanting to see people's different kinds of decks.
Yeah,
like I like
totally get
assortment. That's what I like. But the higher you go, it's the less all the decks are starting to be the same, and that's what I don't like.
And yep.
Yeah, so that's that's what I love about movement. Movement moves around and all these different kinds of things. You have to work to get those points, as opposed to being like, oh, let me just set this up in 3 different moves and boom, there you go. Everyone does the same thing. So no, I'm good.
Take it easy.
Yeah,
I feel attacked.
Yeah. You are. yeah, you are.
Me.
All
Get
right,
me.
but then but anyways, we are. Yeah, see, Zola is the worst. You know what's funny about Zola? Every time with Zola for me. Every time for Zola for me, I never see it coming. I always forget about Zola. Every time.
I've been using them on my Destroy deck with Nimrod.
Nimrod, yeah. See, that was a good one.
because it ends up being 4.
Yeah.
4 Nimrods.
Oh, that is true. Golly. So wait, does that count as a destruction?
Yes, dude. So if you buff, essentially how you use, or for a solid Nimrod is you buff Nimrod with like Nakia and Okoye, and then you put them down in the lane, have either Zoloft or like a Carnage or not even a Carnage, a Venom, because he'll eat his power and then do it again. Well, then, but if it's a Zoloft, he'll put out 2 cards, and then those 2 cards say, wait a second, we just got destroyed, and they'll put out 2 more cards.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, like I think a negative deck would be very good. I think with that or Cerebro. Cerebro. Yeah.
I can take down a Cerebro though with
I don't
Enchantress.
have any of these cards.
You just started literally
Your
this
early
week.
game. Yeah,
You're good. You're good. That's why I don't. That's why I'm
Nakia.
like, take your time. Yeah, just take your time.
Yeah.
You'll be good. Yeah, yeah.
In
Don't
the
take it too
foyer.
personal.
No.
In the foyer. In the foyer.
In the foyer.
All right. I know
What do
we
you
don't
mean?
want to talk about Snap strategies, which by the way, I am definitely going to do that Las Vegas Inferno night thing that y'all are going to do on Discord. I'll be a part of that.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll definitely do that.
That's going down. That's going down next weekend, I believe. No.
That's not closed off? No, it's the 14th. Didn't it say the 14th?
Yes. It is. It's next week. It's next.
Yeah,
week,
next week, not the weekend. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the middle of the week.
Yep.
So yeah, but then I know y'all folks don't want to talk about Snap, so we'll go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. And no, you don't want to, because I'll be talking for hours about it. So let's get down to it. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion from the previous week of the world of video games. The topic would or could be a game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners and viewers, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, on whatever out there. Yes. So we just want you to be a part of the conversation. So if there is something that you're wanting to talk about what we talk about, by all means, just type it inside the chat. We would love to go back and forth with you. It's all a nice, safe place here. So we'll get this started. So since I am the birthday boy, March 10th, I am the king of March 10th in this room.
It ain't Mario up in this piece.
It's not Mario Day. That's what you're looking at the guy. Yeah, you're looking at the guy that's saying there's no such thing as Mario Day. I was Mario first. I was here first.
You know what's funny? My birthday, when I was a kid, fell on Mother's Day like every year, and I was pissed.
It's like,
I was
Mom,
so pissed. Fuck you, Mom. It's my day.
It's your mom. It's me. It's my day. Yeah. So I want to talk about Starfield. We just got a nice update on Starfield today. So not today, but yesterday, Bethesda officially announced the release of Starfield. If you do not know what Starfield is, that's okay. Starfield is the up and coming, highly anticipated space action RPG from Bethesda, the people that gave you I was going to say Wild Arms or Wild Hearts, but the people that gave you Elder Scroll and the whole series like that. So there has been very limited amounts of video in gameplay. I think the last gameplay of Starfield was, when was that? Last year, I believe. Was it last year?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
We haven't had anything this year at all from them because they're gonna have their own. They're gonna have their own thing.
I think it's this month, right? They're gonna do it this month.
Is it this month?
I don't know. I'm not really familiar with Bethesda, but soon.
March.
Let's just say soon.
Soon.
It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out soon. So September 6th is now the official day. I am not fully convinced about that date because first off, we're talking about Bethesda. So Bethesda is known through history to always miss that mark, to always delay it, to always move it over to something else or to a later thing. What are y'all laughing about?
I'm laughing because he's laughing. I don't know.
Yeah, what the heck are you laughing about?
Is it because I'm yawning? I'm sorry. I forgot to take my medicine.
I'm like,
no,
what the heck?
No.
You can't even do it. You're like breaking it. You're like breaking down. I'm like, what the hell is he talking? I was like, what does he see?
Well, I saw her when I came back, and I didn't see her before. And I thought she was laughing, but I
was yawning.
I was laughing. Oh, you're yawning?
Yeah, I was trying to hide it with my hands.
Oh, I'm like, what the heck is going on?
I'm not bored,
is breaking down.
I forgot to take my meds. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah,
okay,
so yeah, yeah. So like I'm like moving around. I'm like, what the frick? Anyways, but yeah. So anyways, like I was saying, my take on Starfield. I think it's good. I'm kind of not convinced. I'm very picky or very, very specific with Bethesda at this point in time. Starfield needs to be a success. I think Smitty said a long time ago when we were talking about this before that Bethesda needs a banger because it's been a long time for them to actually show how successful any other games have been. I mean, even though, don't get me wrong, Skyrim is Skyrim. I mean, everyone knows what Skyrim is, but it's been a long time to kind of get that kind of hit again, because Fallout 76 was technically a dud essentially initially when they came out, and then they broke a lot of promises of what they did promise people. But yeah, Starfield needs to be successful. I don't know if someone comes to me and asks me like if this was a good move for them to officially announce this, given Bethesda's track record. No, absolutely not. I think it should just basically kind of say it is what's going to be, because I will not be surprised that their September 6th official release date is going to get pushed back some for something or the other. So I just wanted to get y'all's opinion. I believe Smitty is very hyped about this game, so I'm really interested in seeing what you think about this news.
Would you like to go, Lex? Or I will absolutely. So, and you're 100% correct. I absolutely did say something about Starfield, and I am really pumped about this game. But this has to be a home run for Bethesda. Let's remember the last thing they put out, Fallout 76. Not only was it just a ridiculous game. No. It absolutely, when it came out,
no,
it absolutely
I don't disagree,
was
but the last game they came out with was Doom.
Doom 2?
No,
No, that's id Software. That wasn't Bethesda. Well, technically it is Bethesda.
Mind.
Technically it is Bethesda. You're right.
Quiet myself.
Well, I mean,
You're technically right.
They do have a lot of different, like, there's different things that they have, because there's also
Fallout sucked. The end. I agree.
Like that's the one. Again, Bethesda is known for their freaking RPGs and you know what I mean, like them being like having epic things. Again, everyone talks about Skyrim. You guys are gonna hate me. I've never played Skyrim.
Wow,
I know about them. I haven't really played many Bethesda games. I have never gotten through a Fallout. I've never like.
My God,
I don't know. I don't.
So what's making you anticipating this game so much? Because I know you are really hyped about it.
Unlike Lex and space horror, and I totally get that. I don't like horror in general. Period. But I love space stuff. I love things in space. So even having that potential of it being an epically, and I want it to be so epic because I know they have that in them. But I feel like after the stuff that took place with Bethesda, with the Fallout 76 specifically, I mean, from the merch to the things that later came out, that they were like, look, we kind of already had moved past Fallout 76. And I was thinking about Starfield back then. That was from Todd himself. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell in how it launched, the lack of quality. And I always felt bad for Bethesda fans, because it's like Bethesda fans got absolutely dogged. Fallout fans got absolutely dogged. Now, don't get me wrong. Things have definitely shifted in the more positive realm with that game, and they've done a lot. But it should have never even launched in the state that it did. And to me, it hurt them more so with their fans and the people that have trusted in Bethesda and the work that they do and the product that they have produced. It has been a decline, a steady decline. And that one was literally, I felt like that's gotta be the lowest of the low for them. They've got to come up with Starfield, or I think they're going to run into a lot of problems. I also believe, because let's remember, Microsoft owns Bethesda now. I also believe, and this is all me speculating, but I had imagined that the folks over at Microsoft also saw that and like, look, they're keeping them in check as well. I was very surprised that they actually put out a date. Again, I was surprised that they said 2023 when they did last year. I was like, no. And of course, it's gotten delayed and stuff like that. I'm in the same boat as you. I don't think it's going to come out in September. I would love it to be able to come out in September, but more importantly, I want it to be as epic as it can be. They don't need to keep doing this, and I hope they're not playing that. Hey, you know, we've laid out this date, and then we're gonna end up backing out of it and saying it's 2024. It's like, if you're gonna do that, dude, then do it out the gate. Don't drag people along. And I understand that, but like at the same time, I kind of feel with them being under Microsoft supervision, that might be a solid date. And they're like, and then again, you got to look at what kind of crunch time are they having to do to put into this and whatnot. I think it's smart that it's a single player game. I would love for it to be like open and massive multiplayer, but like, this is what they need. They need a solid game, story-driven, great story, new universe, new IP. That's what I'm looking for in Starfield.
Okay. What about you, Lex?
So let's take Bethesda back a little bit. So I am correct. Doom Eternal came out after Fallout 76, but their newest game, sorry, that was my phone, was Deathloop. And
yeah, Arcane.
I think that's the first game in many, many years where they didn't screw us Bethesda fans
Yeah,
because
still haven't played that.
they screwed us with
Oh,
Fallout
it's so
76.
good,
I
dude.
know I need to play it. I keep
So
forgetting,
good.
and I think I can get
On
it
Game Pass.
on Game Pass now. Yep.
Yep.
So they screwed us with Fallout 76. They then screwed us with Doom Eternal, and then
They did?
we had a.
What
They
was wrong with Doom
did.
Eternal?
Oh, there was something going on, and they basically were like, "Oh yeah, those problems that you're encountering in the game, we're not going to fix it."
Oh.
And
I
we
did
were
not-
like,
yeah, I
"I'm
was
sorry,
not-
what?"
Oof.
And they were like, "Yeah, no." So, I think Smitty's onto something, saying that now. Let's be clear: Starfield is not a game that I'm interested in playing. Again, I'm not interested in space games, and I think just because my
So
whole
crazy to
life
me.
I've been so heavily into like space sci-fi.
Yeah.
You would think that, yeah, Lex wants to play it. No, I've lived every sci-fi scenario possible through space, and I don't want to play it. But you know what I
No,
would?
you haven't.
I would love to watch Smitty play it. I would love to watch somebody else
Okay.
play it. I'd be
Alright,
there
I'll
every
give you-
time they
I'll give you
stream
that.
it. You
I'll
know,
give you that.
I
I'm holding to
want to
that.
watch. I don't want to play. What is the cat doing? She's like, yes, me too. Okay. I want to watch. I don't want to play it. I know that sounds a little weird, and I think there are games that even if it's not your genre, you would still enjoy it, and I think that's this for me, and it is my genre. And again, I just don't have any interest in playing it. Maybe because I saw the first trailer for Starfield and it was just the name in space, and I was like, that's stupid. Why would you even announce when that's all you've got? But again, Bethesda's been bought by Microsoft, and here's my thinking. If I'm a game developer, right? And I'm going to say we're releasing this game September of 2023. And I say that in March, okay? I've had testing on this game. The game is fully developed and ready to go. All of the bugs have been fixed. It is still in testing through beta just to make sure that the bug fixes didn't screw something else up, right? I'm continuously having my game tested and the servers tested and this, that, and the other. Okay. And no Siri. If I'm gonna call it and say that we're coming out, the game's been ready for 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're gonna put a date out, it's been ready
Yeah.
for 4 months. We're just now doing more rigorous testing than we did previously, that we fixed all of our little bugs, right? So that day one, this game is ready to go, it's ready to launch, it's ready to play, and there's no issues with it.
Ideally,
So,
ideally, I mean, that would be great in the perfect world itself, in
of course
its sense,
it's
and I
great.
definitely
I
would.
agree.
But I just think that their record has been tarnished to a point that they to that. Well, you know what? Like, I don't know about how much testing that they did with, like, what's it called, Death Loop and all these other ones, but these open world RPGs essentially that Bethesda has been making has been virtually the same since God knows how long. Now the only difference is that it's going to be in space, and I hope they definitely changes even more. But
Right.
but I will say this, though, because Monkey Blood did say something that I could definitely see Microsoft donating resources to help Bethesda make that game be as best as it is can at release. It's kind of weird because I'm in a weird place with Microsoft, even with that too. I mean, like, it's because Microsoft has also had a track record, especially has had a horrible track record on their support on their purchases of companies to trying to make Microsoft or Xbox a bigger name, when in reality they end up closing those studios and stuff. So I'm more like,
True.
I'm more kind of like, you know what? I want to be optimistic. I really do want to be optimistic, but the perfect storm of Bethesda's track record, with the same time with another big beast that has huge pockets, it just doesn't make me fully like put a lot of faith of like what they're saying into this project. I'm not saying that Starfield's going to be a bomb. I don't think it will, because they've been actively working on this for literally 5 or 6 years. I just think that like what they're saying is a grain of salt. I don't think we have the full information yet to kind of push the agenda, if they're actually like where they're truly at on this, and like, I'm going to also treat the release date of as the same kind of thing. Like, it's a loose official date, because I will not be surprised if this thing gets pushed back. Hopefully not like pushed back as bad as Skull and Bones.
And Microsoft, yeah, that poor game. Microsoft has, in the last couple of years, also stated a game is going to be released on this date, this month, blah blah blah, this year, and they've had pushbacks. So
Mhm.
Microsoft being a part of the team doesn't necessarily mean that that won't be a pushback. But I think Smitty's onto something as far as and Monkey Blood, like he said, donating resources to make sure that this game is top notch. You
They
know,
need it.
and
They
it,
absolutely do.
they need a win. They 100% need a win. And if this doesn't go through, or if there are issues and they decide, you know what, we're not going to fix that, they're just going to let us down like they did for Doom Eternal and 76. You know?
I had no idea Doom Eternal was that bad. Even Icarus said too that Doom Eternal's multiplayer was booty, but the campaign was
Oh,
a
it's
blast.
so booty. The campaign
That's
was a
crazy.
blast, but it was booty. And the for me being visually impaired, the settings to fix things, not great. Not great. For somebody who was visual snow, it was a lot of dark blood and I couldn't change the color of it, which is fine. But like let me lighten it a little bit so that I can see that there's a monster there and not just think it's part of my vision. You know,
Wow,
I kept
really?
noticing I was shaking my head back and forth. I'm like, is that am I gonna get killed? Because I have visual snow, and so I have static black dots in my vision.
Ooh.
And so dark blood makes that 10 times worse. Playing Dead by Daylight, oh, for me is just a riot because I just laugh the whole time because I'm like, I can't see anything.
It is
But,
a
you know,
super dark game. It is a
I
super.
still love it, but
Yeah.
I try to pick maps, that I know I can see on, like the cornfields in the daytime. Great. Everything else, awful. But yeah, I hope Bethesda has gotten better as far as disability viewing for people. I don't know if that's going to change. I'm not getting my hopes up, but also I'm not playing it. I'm going to watch Smitty play it. So
Yeah, this is definitely a don't hold your breath. I am going to stay. I will stay not reluctantly. That's not the word I'm looking for. I will definitely be hesitantly optimistic. I'm not holding my breath. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm not banking on anything. I'm just gonna. It is what it is, and I just personally think they need to, and I think Microsoft also wants to. They need to start being able to do this. All this money that they've been spending and tossing around, that was a few years ago now, right? They need to start getting some production out of that stuff. And we've talked about it. And like you've said that, but I really feel like Microsoft is trying to make a shift, at least in their gaming division, to be that company that Sony's got the exclusives. They got that stuff on lockdown. So it's like, I feel like Game Pass has been really successful for them. They need to build off of that. They need to build on the first party games and how they can basically utilize that stuff to get people over to their ecosystem. Essentially, it's not even about their consoles, it's about the whole ecosystem.
Oh, I
for
agree.
them.
And I think they're doing a really good job of demonstrating that with Dreamlight Valley right now. They didn't really say that this was going to be a service game, and it is. They're constantly doing updates to it. There are little bugs, they patch it. They want to hear from the community. They're working on things, making bigger chests. You can do this and that now, and they're doing a really great job at it. Even the bugs that I do encounter, I'm like, it's not that major, but I'll let them know. So I think they are.
I mean, but well, I mean, they are. I mean, the Xbox Game Pass is definitely a beast in itself on doing that. But like, if they could just get their first party in order, then I would recognize them more to be a stronger force. Even though they're moving, the technology is a lot different than what the other people are doing in the gaming thing, the gaming game, I guess. But I just think that that. If they can actually be making games while at the same time prospering with Game Pass, then that they have their studio, they have a sound house. Because I just don't see the amount of money that they have to spend to keep Game Pass like rolling the way they are to depend on it. I just don't see how them making like crazy profits and money, because like the way I look at it,
not off of Game Pass or not.
Yeah. Oh, definitely not with Game Pass. Yeah, if anything towards that, it's a lot of money towards it. If they can support themselves by saying, hey, we are also making games that are solid. Like for instance, like everyone is ecstatic when a game sells at least like over 1 million. Like the bare minimum bar is 1 million units sold, which is good. 3 million is like, okay, this is a hot seller. Like I believe when God of War, before they stopped selling it, before they stopped marketing it, I think there was around 7 or 8 million. Then they'll be like, wow, these are freaking money. And usually Sony games are usually hitting that mark. But then you look at Nintendo, who doesn't have has a horrible netcode, doesn't have a really good online and stuff. But then you see one of the crappiest, like, you know, like, I mean, not crappy as the game, but more like crappy as QA, like buggy and stuff like that. Pokemon Scarlet, for instance, sold 20 million units. Like, and what's scary to me is that it's not just that. Like, all their first party games are in the teens, like 14, 15 million and stuff like that. The reason why Nintendo is a powerhouse is exactly is that reason, is because they don't need to worry about netcode, not yet, but because people are still buying those games. Can you imagine how big Zelda is going to be when the second Zelda is going to destroy?
Huge,
yeah, it's like, I mean, like they don't need to be worrying about netcode or any of this nonsense, because they already know, because they know people are going to buy their game regardless. So that's where Microsoft is needing to kind of work on. They need to work on their first party so they can get their money back on their interest of in the gaming world, and then let Xbox Game Pass do what it does, because they know it's popular, but and then go from there, you know. So yeah, so there we go. Yeah. but kind of getting back to the topic, Starfield, September 6th, probably not coming out, but if you are, or you don't have, if it is, you don't have to wait that much longer, 5 more months, we got it. And Smitty's definitely going to play it. Smitty, I hope you stream it.
I will absolutely play. I will absolutely stream it. Yes, sir. Yes. You better believe it.
And you better upload your gameplay, because this one loves sci-fi. Anytime I put Star Trek on, she's on the dresser, like touching the screen. I'm like, stop it. So I put stuff on for her on this monitor all of the time. She's gonna love Starfield. Floating computers in space, she's gonna attack the screen.
He's cool with. I
scream bloody murder with her in the room. The dog runs out. She's just like, "What happened? Hello." She's a savage.
Your cat's just too cool for school. That's just what it is.
Correct.
All right, Smitty.
Yeah.
What's your topic, sir?
It's me, Smitty. Yo, we got to talk about it. We talked about this here last year, actually, where we were talking about, and we know that Xbox has, as of I believe it was last summer, they got integration with Discord. It is finally here for PlayStation with that 7.0 update. Huge. I actually did it here a little bit ago, and it was super simple, but I connected my Discord account with my PlayStation account. I haven't tried it on PlayStation yet, but now officially you can use Discord in PlayStation, which is absolutely huge for communication. And again, I know that they're late to the party, Sony's late to the party on that, but regardless, that's going to be absolutely huge for being able to play, especially with these games that are cross-play. You know what I mean? Like, that's always a challenge, trying to play with people that are on different platforms, and then being able to talk in the same thing without necessarily having to be in the game audio, especially folks that are content creators or streamers. You're trying to control your chat a little more, and you don't just want some crazy stuff going off. Like, this is huge, especially if you're a console streamer. This is great, or PlayStation specifically, because you could do this with Xbox, like I said before. But that's fantastic. They also made it so that 1440p, which still blows me away that wasn't already an option. It basically went from 4K to
1080.
1080. Yeah, there was no, like, essentially 2K option. So you'll be able to get higher fidelity out of your graphics, but it'll run a little smoother just in case you can't or you don't have the ability to run things at 4K. You don't have the TV or whatever. You'll be able to run it at a little higher fidelity, a little higher stuff in terms of that, which I think is absolutely huge. Again, like I said, it's kind of a mystery to me that wasn't already a thing. And then, of course, there were some other this is basically a kind of a quality of life update, which is always fantastic, especially coming in. Hope I'm not boring you too much, Lex, but I'm playing.
I'm so sorry.
I'm playing. I know. I had to.
I'm narcolepsy.
But yeah. I'm sorry. This is a fantastic update, though, especially quality of life wise. I mean, the biggest thing to me, and we were talking about this because this got me excited when we originally heard about it, was the fact that Discord is going to be integrated in there. They're super easy. I did an update on my Discord here a little bit ago, and it instantly had the, hey, connect your PS5 or your PS account, your PSN account to Discord. So I did that. I still need to look on the PlayStation side and see how that works. I'll test that out, but really, really exciting, man. I'm glad it's here. That update is now. So if you do have that PlayStation, there's also, they made it a little more efficient and streamlined in terms of getting save data and data from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, along with PlayStation 5 to PlayStation 5 saving, because it's kind of a pain.
Oh my God.
Like, it's not really even that much of a pain, but it's so dumb. Like, just auto do it. So like whatever PlayStation I'm playing on, it's just there. You know what I'm saying?
It is so damn annoying when you're when it loses the sync of a save, and it's like a local sync over the cloud sync. Like, why are they having troubles with this? They've had this stuff since the PS4. Why is there such issues with that nonsense? Yeah, but anyways, I digress. I think with Discord coming on the play, I'm not really familiar with it, but I use Discord for virtually everything. I love I just love Discord comparatively to any, like, you know, I mean, like the chat bot and stuff like that from back in the days, you know, the old stuff. This is just so easy to do. Make your own server, boom, you're there, and then doing it. To see it being integrated with PlayStation 5 is a day I never thought would have ever happened, because how anal Sony is on outside third party programs. So kudos to Discord on making that happen. That's freaking awesome. Now I haven't tried it yet, so but I am looking, but like if I do, because I am very picky when it comes to playing online, especially on PlayStation. But to say yeah, because I just don't like going into a random person's pickup group and then just joining and talking in and stuff like that. So like I'd rather just
you don't got a problem joining our Discord and talking.
Yeah, and talking to us like you're not playing the game. That's fine. I'm not playing the game. I just wanted to tell you, and it's like, you could DM me that. Call him out.
I'm talking about a random person that I don't know, like, at all. So if you're talking as if like you don't know me, then okay, fine, we'll play that game. Yeah. So like, but no, I'm just saying that overall, like, I just think that like to have that is perfect. You said that they finally are doing it. So has this technology been around for a while? Like Microsoft's been doing it?
Microsoft, last summer, it got integrated into Microsoft. Or into Xbox and stuff like that. So Xbox users they've had this integration. They've been using and able to use Discord directly in their Xbox console. We knew that it was coming, that there was an agreement and a deal made between Discord and Sony last year. It was just a matter of when it was coming out. And then we found later last year that it was going to be coming out, like first or second quarter of this year. So it is here, this big firmware update 7.0, lots of changes. I highly recommend taking a look online too, because there's more changes and stuff like that. Those were just some of the big ones that really stood out to me.
I got you just in case, said on TikTok, like you can too, says as I use Slack over Discord, what would be the benefit to
I
to
can
switch
tell
me?
you.
Slack.
I got you. So
You use Slack for gaming?
yeah,
Hold on. Let me.
I'll tell you the difference.
I'm looking
between
at you
Discord
side-eyed, son.
and Slack. So if you need something like, okay, so Slack is more for like business stuff. So like file sharing and things like that. You can absolutely use Slack, but Discord is more of a it's more of a community. I feel like Slack is more for business, for businessing, whereas Discord is your community that you are friends with. You can have your own Discord channel, or you can just join Discord channels, and you can go into chats. For instance, like Smitty, if Smitty and I are gaming,
I'm about to pull it up right now.
later today, I'll ask him, are we going to my Discord or your Discord? Yours? Okay, great. I back when I would run teams for Monster Hunter on PlayStation 4, we had a lot of people who were overseas, and I feel like back then Slack wouldn't have been a better option for us. Discord was. We didn't lose reception with each other as often. Now, because we were on PS4 and back then there was no Discord option, they would have one headphone in, jacked into their phone, where we were all chatting through the Discord, and then we would have our game sound through a different headphone. So it was a little annoying, but having over ears helped, and I would just put in my phone cord with the microphone so that they could then hear me through the chat, if that makes sense. Because on Discord, we're not really file sharing. It's not like I'm sending Smitty like, oh, here's a giant PDF of, this info that you need to know. No. I'm not sending him that kind of stuff. And if I'm doing business stuff through Discord, where like my community moderator, he designs a lot of my stuff for my backend, he doesn't send it through Discord. He'll tell me if the file's too large, I'm going to email this to you, which is not a big deal because, again, it's more of keeping up and touching base with people that you are already gaming with, or if you've met through the community to get to know better.
I think it's a little bit of I think the bigger thing is, for me personally, and it's just me personally, when I hear the Slack thing come in, it gives me PTSD that I'm at work. So that's just me.
Same.
First and foremost.
I work for myself now. I don't even need Slack, and I hear that, I'm like,
but the big thing. Yeah, but I think the most important thing I think that Slack does is like it's kind of like the argument between computers and PC and Apple. Like, why would someone want to waste their time robbing a store using an Apple server over robbing a PC server? When you know that PCs, there's millions of people using servers going through PCs over Apple's so-and-so. I just think the natural video game community doesn't use Slack overall. I'm not saying that you're the only one. There probably are a couple of people that still do. But the bigger thing is that the community it's easier to set up with Discord. It doesn't take much to do and to get in. And I think the best thing out of all of that is its optimization, especially when you're streaming, because when you're streaming in itself, it uses very little resources on your PC itself. Not saying by like a ton, but it does automatically put your precedence over your video and stuff quality by default by automatically muting the sounds and the targets and the stuff like that when you're streaming itself. So I mean, that's those are the real big benefits in my own personal opinions towards it. But
don't forget, like, you can have movie nights, and what I like about having movie nights with friends who are across the country, I can stream whatever through Netflix, Hulu, whatever, right? And I can have 19 people in there, and they can all have their cameras up, and I can see all of their reactions as we're all watching this show together. And it's little to no resources doing that. So it's kind of fun in that aspect too, because it's not just, and also Slack is kind of like Zoom for me. I don't want to hear either of those names when I'm gaming.
Justified.
It's solid. Yeah, it's solid. I didn't even I should do I know Sugar Cube has said something about that. Like, hey, you should stream this show or whatever. But I'm that guy. Like, people don't want to do that or whatever.
People do, actually.
And they do. I know.
One of my moderators, I tell her all the time, I'm like, when you're bored and you want to watch something from Netflix, let me know. I'll throw it up. And if I'm leaving the house, it's going to continue to keep playing the show for you. And you can pause it on your end. So
What?
Oh yeah,
If it gives you
They can pause it on their end?
if she gives you
They can
control,
pause
if she gives you control of the
no
PC.
idea.
Yeah.
Now that would only be like if it was a group of like 2 or 3 people and I'm leaving, but I'm the one that has the password to that account.
Yeah.
And I have Netflix up. They don't have Netflix. They're watching it through me, or they're Canadian and they don't have American Netflix. Whatever. I would pass over controls to one of them, knowing they're going to be there for the entirety of the 6 hours I'm gone for the day, and then come back. Bada bing, bada boom. I regain control. Did you guys want to watch more? Cool. Oh, it paused. Adam, go into the room and press the button. Oh, you don't have to. My moderator can do it. Ta-da!
Boom. That is awesome. Yeah, I had no idea. There's
Yep.
a lot you can do with it. There's a lot that you can do with it.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, I don't. You don't
No,
gotta
but
get
that's
better at
cool.
games. You
Well,
just gotta
no.
have fun. And I know
think-
you. I know you know how to have fun. So
Yo, yeah, it's not
it doesn't
even a
matter, dude.
question whatsoever.
None of us here are trying to be professional gamers. You know what I mean? We're just here to have a good time.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about,
Have a good
Willis?
time.
No, I think that, yeah. So, but I think overall, like any day of the week, I would definitely choose Discord over any of the integration of Sony's chat system. Especially, it's funny, like when you play the games that have the built-in chat features. First thing I do is to mute that sucker. I usually
Mute my mic. Mute their mic. Mute every mic. Yeah.
Every mic mute.
Everything.
So no, Discord is a good way to go. I think it's a perfect way, and hopefully in the future, since they're slowly kind of putting down that iron wall of third party support. Hopefully they don't have to worry about bringing in their own integrations in those games to do, or their own features to do it themselves, and just have them take care of it. Unless they do something crazy. If Microsoft decides to buy Discord, it might be a different story. Who knows? But yeah. So we'll go with that.
Solid. Check it out. If you got PlayStation 5, you're gonna want to make sure your stuff is updated because it is now live.
I need to definitely, yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. Lex,
Yes, it's me. Hello.
close it.
I'm back.
Yeah, close us off, man. What do you have? What are you bringing to the table?
The Cyborg is here with more spoopy content for you. So, did you know? If you get the oh, my brain died again. So
The end.
exactly. Ta-da! No, Resident Evil 4 remake. It will be coming out hopefully soon.
Next
And
week.
they released a demo. Yep, next week. They released a demo, and they've done this before where the demo is nothing quite like the actual game itself, which I kind of like. It gives you an idea of the mechanics, but not necessarily what you're in store for. So they released a demo, and there's a cutscene. After the cutscene, shut up, fridge. It'll ask you, do you want to play Mad Chainsaw mode? It is extreme difficulty. You can say yes or no. If you say no, you'll have to do the entirety of the playthrough and start over to get that option again. But if you do decide to press it and accept the challenge, you're in for a ride. It's interesting. So
Mhm. Have you seen it? Like at
yes. It's scary.
all?
Basically, some are reporting that they're being offered Mad Chainsaw mode after their first playthrough. If that's the case, restart your game. It should ask you after the first cutscene. For some reason, it's a little glitch in the demo. So some people didn't know about it till after they played through the first time. And then the demo, when they went back, offered it up to them. But it's quite gruesome. And, a lot of people are speculating it's just to kill Leon in a bunch of different fun ways. But there is a bunch of new differences that they're seeing from the original Resident Evil 4. And like I said, they've done this before where what you think the demo is going to be like the game itself, it's not. And I think that's what the case is here. I think they're trying to spice things up, and I appreciate that. I don't want everything to be just cut and dry and bland. And it is extreme difficulty. But a lot of people who are going to be playing the remake already know what the game is. They've already been through it. They've already played it, and they're excited for the remake because they enjoyed the original so much, right? So I think them making this move of making a demo that isn't really anything like the game except for the mechanics of it, and adding new features like this is just spicy. I like it. I enjoy that. And I was curious what you guys thought.
The feature, well, I mean, I saw what one of my like, I don't usually have a lot of people I watch streaming, but the one person I did stream was Maximilian dude. He was literally played that game for like 12 hours. Like, it was crazy. And he was like, yeah, that mode was no joke. Looks like it was super fun though, but like there was a lot of stuff that he that I was seeing that just maybe kind of wanted to go back. I was actually this close to wanting to just go pick up the game. I don't think I'm going to play it again because it's nothing that my own personal experience. I've beat the game. It was a fun game. It was, I'd say, I would agree, it's one of the best Resident Evils throughout the original series. But yeah, I mean, like, to introduce that to everyone to get hyped for this game, perfect thing. The only thing that this thing is missing is a leaderboard, because I mean, everyone was going really serious about this hardcore mode, and I just think that it's a really cool feature, especially when you see the ways Leon does get killed by these hordes of people. Yeah, it is. It is pretty fun. It is pretty funny. So, no, good move on them on that.
I'll be honest. I've only played one Resident Evil. Well, that's not true. I played a little bit of the original. This was eons ago. So I think it was PlayStation 2.
Would you play this one though? This one looks like this one.
I think I will. I've seen people play Resident Evil 4. I liked it. I believe I've played the original Resident Evil 4, the first like 3 hours of it. I was helping someone play it at their house, and so I thought I had jumped in later in the game, but it was the beginning, because I've seen other people start the game and I'm like, oh, I played this section, I know this. I like Resident Evil 4. I think, like you said, it's one of their better Resident Evils. I liked the village, way too short. Why'd y'all do that? That was rude. How dare you?
Yeah.
$60 and I get 10 hours? Stop it. I played that sucker in one sitting.
But it was a story. Sitting. It was, but you gotta admit, the story was very addictive. And did you play the expansions yet?
There's expansions?
That was my answer. So yeah, you need to go play the expansions. You'll love it even more.
Okay. Justin said over here on TikTok, what's the Resident Evil where they were on a cruise?
That was Resident Evil. That was the Resident Evil Gaiden on well, there was two. Resident Evil Gaiden was the one that was on Game Boy, but then there was another one that came out, I believe, I want to say was it Chronicles? No, let me look that up real quick. I forgot what it was. That one was weird. That's one
the Game Boy one on the cruise ship.
That's the one with Barry. That was the one with Barry. You played as Barry and someone in the
very hard to see on a Game Boy. Just gonna
I never even knew that was a thing. I'm not even gonna lie. I have never played through a Resident Evil in my life. They were all too scary for me. The only one that I've even played was the one that was on the Wii. And I played a little bit of that. There was one on the Wii. There was one on the Wii. It was a remake, I think.
Revelations, that's what it's called. Yeah, Resident Evil Revelations.
Okay.
Yeah, that was another one.
I played a little bit of that. Never finished that or anything.
That was the one on the boat. It was the one on the Wii.
That was the one on the boat? On the Wii?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I didn't know. No.
Hold on.
It was like a remake or something. Because like you were in a house, I think. I don't really remember, dude. Like it did not, it didn't do it for me. Here's a crazy thing though. I have absolutely watched a full timeline of the story. I watched a YouTube video that explains it all
over the place.
I know exactly, because I knew that was not going to go through and play all them games, let alone one of them. But I really do enjoy the story. I've watched some of the Mila Djokovic ones, but you know what I mean. Like they're really. I didn't mind. No, I never even played them. I didn't play.
No, the Mila Jovovich movies. You never watched them?
I watched some of them. Oh, but then I was just like, what? And then they broke off into other things. I watched the Netflix series. People hated it. I thought it was, I was fine with it.
Okay.
Because I love what's the black dude's name? Somebody help me.
Lance Reddick.
Whatchamacallit.
Thank you, Lance Reddick.
Yeah.
I love that dude. Yeah. And now, like, you know what I mean? But like I was like, I wouldn't say I was just like, oh, this is an amazing show, but I was like,
They didn't give
I
it a
was
chance.
curious to see where they were. Yeah, I was curious to see where they wanted to take it.
I mean,
I was a little sad
must
that
be
they,
really,
that they
yeah,
killed it.
but it must have been hella expensive to make. I mean, there was a lot of CG After Effects, so they needed to be a success for them to even consider it to be a second season for it. I only watched like 2 episodes of it, so I was like, oh, okay, cool. But like, I think, yeah, Revelations is the one that it was not on the Wii, you're right? It was on the
This one. I think on PS3.
That was on the PS3, the Nintendo 3DS. It was on Nintendo. Oh, I guess it was re-released on the Switch not that long ago. PS3 and 4. Yeah. So yeah, it was on the Wii U. I did not know that. But
see, I never owned a Wii U. That's the only Nintendo console other than a Game Boy or a Game Boy Color or a Game Boy Advance. Any
you have every other Game Boy.
I had a Game Gear. I had a Game Gear. It was in color, baby.
Oh, that's funny. But that was when you were clearly a kid, though.
Fidelity.
With your
that high fidelity.
Look at you with your 9 AA batteries that last like 45 minutes playing Sonic 2. With the Game Gear. That's funny. Yeah, Resident Evil Revelations, Vegeta. Yeah, we were talking about the one with the one on the boat. Yeah, I love the name though.
He's great people. Vegeta's great people.
Yeah. So, but overall though, I think, this definitely is a Lex streaming game. So you should definitely get this, Lex.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm trying to remember. I'm looking at what all of the release dates. What are you eating? Stop it. The cat is here. I'm trying to see what I'm curious because was something on the original Nintendo?
No.
In terms of Resident Evil?
Resident Evil's first introduction to the series was on the PlayStation.
Right?
It was on the PlayStation and the Sega Saturn.
Is like the earliest date that I see.
Yeah. The first Resident Evil was on the Saturn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Resident Evil 2. So Resident Evil 1 had to have come out. The remake was 2002.
The first Resident Evil, I believe, came out in 96 or 97. I think it was 96 because the PlayStation came out in 94, so they came out 2 years later after that. So then
I was not allowed to play it. I remember my cousin had it, and we got in trouble for Thanksgiving. He was trying to get me to play, and I screamed, and my dad came running and was like, "What's happening in here?" And we were like, "Nothing." And my dad looked at the TV and was like, "Absolutely not." I was like, "We watch horror movies every weekend. Are you kidding me?"
It's not the same.
It's not the same. I know.
It's crazy. So I was talking to my buddy last night at this marketing networking event thing, and I learned that his favorite game of all time is Resident Evil 4.
Yeah,
and I had to say that. I was like, "Yo, dude, you know that there's a remake coming out, right?" Like, I think he played, but like he like swears up and down that Resident Evil 4 is the all-time best game ever.
Okay, here's the thing with Resident Evil 4, because Resident Evil 4 was is one. Well, it is known to be
yesterday.
It has been known to be the best Resident Evil in the regular story. Yeah, goddamn. Yeah. Yeah, well, Resident Evil has always been, like, 4 has always had the special place in everybody's heart, because 4 did a drastic change from what all the older Resident Evils did, which was gave you the full control of your character instead of pressing up or down to move forward or backwards. A third person view on the behind shot of your character when you're aiming, so you actually had to aim somewhat with your gun and stuff. And the story was just flat out great, you know. So like that's why everyone does it. And what I am trying to find, because I've been looking for it everywhere, I cannot find it in the move. There was a special edition chainsaw controller that they made back in the day for the PlayStation when it came out for the GameCube. Yeah, it was really cool. I have one of them. I have that one, and I'm looking for the PlayStation. For a second one? No, I'm looking for both of them. I don't know where I boxed them. So like it's a special edition controller that came out on the GameCube when Resident Evil 4 first came out, and it looks really cool. If you can find you can find a picture of it. It's really cool. I was like thinking, man, I would love to see if it works. But so but as for the demo, once again off topic. As for the demo itself, it was a good. It was good. It looks like it's fun. It's super hard. That super hard mode was really cool that they had decided to kind of give that little, little teaser of like this is what you're going to be expecting in the game and stuff. So then the real
But
question
also,
is,
the settings for it, chef's kiss. Thank you to us visually sucky people out there. I liked it.
Dude,
wasn't
look
too
at
bright,
this.
wasn't too dark. I could make everything the way I needed it to in a demo. It's like unheard of.
yes,
I liked that.
Oh, you
see
can buy what? You have
Yeah.
one of these?
I have
Hold
two
on,
of
dude.
them.
Hold on. You have two of them? Look at this.
I have
price.
one of them is a game. One of
on
them is a
Amazon.
don't Amazon price.
$712.
Yeah, it's
What?
crazy. Well, that must be new. It has to be brand new. I have one that's not been
What do you
not
mean?
been open. But like,
Is this what it looked like though? Like,
yeah, like it's like the controllers
oh,
on the. Hold on.
Oh wow.
that is nuts. Look at this.
Put
There
the
it
link
is.
inside. Put the link inside Twitch or inside the Twitch
yeah.
chat. That's freaking awesome.
Please do,
It's
so I can see it bigger.
yeah,
Yeah. Sorry.
yeah. It's
I gotta figure out where my.
yeah. So
There's a link on Amazon. Damn, that is pricey.
yeah, but it's
pricey.
it's a fun looking controller. I will say.
I've seen this before.
There's two different colors. One of them, see, the red one is the PS2 one. The GameCube one was yellow. So
okay.
yeah. So this the PS2 one is the second version. The GameCube one is the first version.
Oh,
Yeah.
here it is.
Oh, I want to
Yeah.
see.
Here it is. Yeah. Give me a second.
I know it's somewhere. Because I'm also missing my Onimusha sword controller because it's also an Onimusha 3 sword controller that came out too back in the day. They made some weird controllers back in the day though. They seriously like
Did it
Dude, I
come
didn't even
with
know
a
like
stand,
this
too?
existed.
no, it didn't come with the stand.
Oh,
Somebody
someone
The
has
bo-
it on the
I'm gonna
stand,
double up.
and it looks
I'm
cool.
gonna double up.
Yeah, it looks
Oh, maybe that's the top of the case, the casing that it came in.
yeah, it's
How
no,
cool!
it's a fun
that
it's
looks
a
like a
fun
scene.
looking
That
controller.
looks like-
Yeah, it does look like
Yeah,
a
no, that's
scene.
dope.
Yeah.
Like look at that.
Yeah.
Dude. They got like the wood paneling here. Like I don't even know what that's about. Like that's insane. That is an insane controller.
Isn't it a controller? Yeah.
Can you imagine playing
My
with
friend
that thing?
had one.
It was a it was a
Does it make noise?
no, it doesn't make noise.
Oh, I was
You know
like,
what-
I just need a Smitty next to me. As it plays. It makes
That's
noise
what the
for me.
trigger should be like down there, like where it goes. Zun, zun.
You need to have Smitty just make that controller come to life. Yes, I agree.
Exactly, we can make
Yes.
that. Like we can build
We'll
that.
make that happen.
Like, we can make that.
There was a what's it called? So like I bought these. Get this. I bought the GameCube controller for I believe at the time $30.
Stop it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's crazy.
That is
Wow.
insane.
That's when I used to
That's
explain
when I
to people, like,
continue
a lot.
to appreciate value.
Insane.
Do not get rid of them.
When you
Do not own them.
when you seriously find weird controllers like that, you gotta get them.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
That's
sure,
all right.
there
I
you
already
go.
said it. Like, well, no, I shouldn't say that on live stream. Huh?
You probably should. Is it gonna dox you of some sort?
Don't know what you're
No,
gonna
no,
say.
no,
don't
no.
say
I
it.
wasn't gonna dox anybody.
Are we gonna be called? Are we gonna be called Defendant A or Defendant B later on in some sort of trial?
Exactly.
Later on?
Exactly. It's like, you know what? Let me go ahead and.
I think that's a good move on your behalf, Smitty. That is
Yeah,
some self-restraint.
I'm gonna do
Okay.
nothing other than be his friend.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
GameCube had Rumble Packs too?
Mhm.
I don't know. I never had GameCube.
I don't remember if they did.
I
That's
did
kinda
not
weird.
have one, but my best friend did, and yes, there was a rumble back.
They must
I
have been.
believe.
It must have been a
Interesting.
third-party controller to do it because I don't with the GameCube.
Yeah.
There was no spot for
I-
it.
wasn't a huge fan of the GameCube controllers. They're too big for my hand.
No,
like the only good thing that came from GameCube to me that I know of, because there's a lot I know that I don't know of in terms of
GameCube is
that,
underrated.
was Double Dash. Double Dash is amazing.
No, yeah,
Mm.
That was the only
GameCube-
time I used a GameCube. That's the only time I ever played on a GameCube, and it wasn't
What?
even my GameCube.
What about Smash
Yeah.
Brothers Melee?
No, dude, I never played Smash Brothers Melee. I'm
Melee's
not
like-
a Smash guy, dude. Like
Me
this last
neither.
Smash on Wii I did have the one on Wii.
You heard
I
it here
skipped
first, guys.
GameCube.
Smitty doesn't smash.
I do. That's not true.
Okay, fair enough. You know what's funny? Like, okay, so like, I'm all about the I'm all about the deals though. When I was in Japan, I found a GameCube for $5 and I bought it.
5,000 yen?
No, 999 yen, and it was 50% off.
Damn.
You know what?
People changed.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, 5,000. 5,000 would be 50.
No. Is it? Well, I don't know. Hold on. Let me see. It
would have been like 500. 500. Can you imagine that, dude? Like,
This
I want to go
cat
back there
is about
just
to
a second.
flip herself off this thing. I would. I want to go to Japan
This dude just
so
had
bad.
the GameCube in a freaking plastic. Like,
This
I'm
how-
not gonna use it.
This how Japan. This how Japan is, man. Look at this. 999
yen.
That's like 10. That's
Damn,
like a.
dude, that would have been like
That's
$10.
like- And it was 50% off, so it was $5.
Dang, man.
That is
love
sick.
I love it.
Smash
Anyways.
Bros. Melee is my personal favorite. A lot of people like Melee. I never played it.
Melee's the.
I know, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, can you guys imagine what is actually in this dude's crib? He's got all kinds of crazy stuff.
He wants us to stay with him. We can jack all of this, Smitty.
Look.
I'll tackle his legs. You knock him down on the top side, and then we'll tie him up. We'll just steal his stuff.
I already told him.
It looked like it came out of a claw machine.
I'm gonna rob the shit out of you. I'm gonna rob the shit out of you.
Like literally.
This is
I'm gonna go.
mine.
Boop.
This is mine.
I'm gonna be like, all right, man, sorry, Davis, but I'm like, I have no idea what happened, dude. You got.
I literally have so much random stuff inside my office,
dude.
and it's what it's just my office. Everything else in my room, you wouldn't even know that I would like.
He doesn't even have anything else in the house. Like
I
basically,
I don't.
Sign up that says "Don't come in."
I don't have beds. I just have milk crates for a couch. You know? I don't know.
everything goes to the collection.
Everything goes
towards the collection.
I'm 100% devoted for the collection. That's what. That's basically. That's basically the rule is.
Yo, I respect it. I respect it. Yeah.
Oh my god! You should see, like, no, you should see it. Like, I have two. I have two bookshelves of just games and anime on my left hand side. That was just too weeboo for me, so I was like, okay, these are gonna be out of frame.
That's what I said. I was like, nah, yeah, that would have been too much. Unless you could put it in front of that door, though.
In front of the door? No, I'm good.
I don't know what that door is too.
That's the door to get. That's the door to get in the room.
Oh, but it's open though, right? You can have
it's
it
open.
cracked and like, yeah.
Well, I mean, I could close it, but I mean, why? There's no point.
You're not maximizing your space, son.
Exactly.
Nah, I'm just
but it doesn't matter. But it's all good. But I know we got the right at the end. But folks, thanks for listening to episode number 166 of the CFG Game Cast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. As always, we will be back again next week with a brand new topic, a brand new series of awesome, fun actions. So if you did miss out on this episode, that is perfectly okay. We will release this episode on Monday, like we do each and every week on all podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, what have you, or onto our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com. So there is absolutely no reason to miss out on all sexy voices.
Do you feel bonita?
Yes, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. And we just released our new episode of our other podcast, Pop Culture Gems, with the First Stop cosplay group, which was really nice. I can't wait till next week though, because next week's guest is awesome.
Can't wait either.
Yeah, Snake Eyes got the sneak peek yesterday, so I will definitely say that.
How do you get a sneak peek? I'm curious.
Oh, I'll tell you later. But guys, thank you so much. So we will be back again next week. But guys, thank you so much for stopping by. So once again, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all, take it easy.